Hey guys, this is Jaren with Patrick Adair Supplies, and today we are doing the September sub box, so let's get into it.
Every month, we dive into epic tutorials that break down everything you need to know to make awesome rings with your monthly sub box. We'll cover the tools, the materials, and techniques you need to turn your box into a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Whether you're a first-timer or a pro, you're in the right place.
Alright, so let's have a look at what we have in our sub box this month. First, we got a tungsten ring blank. It has a nice sandblasted finish, and I'm going to show you a technique how to keep that sandblast finish on there. Then we got dino bone, blackfire opal, iron pyrite. This is one that we haven't used in a sub box before, and black marble. Then our green glow powder and our rusty red pigment.
I'm starting a ring off with a solid red background. It's not going to be the most visible in the finished ring, but will add a nice warmth beneath the other materials. Next, I'm going to be adding our materials in one at a time. You could mix all these together and then put it inside the inlay channel, similar to how we do with the Stardust ring, but I find that I have a little bit more control doing each material one at a time. I'm starting with the dino bone and black marble at an even ratio, and then I will add in the black fire opal about twice as much as the others because I think it stands out a little bit more. Then finally, I sprinkle in our finely crushed iron pyrite. I crush this down extremely small, creating very fine glitter metal dust. This will fill in all the gaps in between the other materials. Also, again, it's similar to the meteorite shavings in the Stardust design that we've done before. Together, all the materials are tightly packed and layered. So a little bit of background for you guys. Typically when making these designs, we like to pull inspiration from all sorts of places. For this ring, one of my inspirations was the character Starfire from DC. Some of you may or may not know her. I'm a little bit of a nerd myself, so I'm familiar, but her color scheme particularly inspired some of this ring. There are fiery reds and oranges, and as well as her powers typically are green, hence the green glow. Some of you might have been wondering, why green? Well, it's your guys' design as well when you do it yourself. You can do a red or orange glow, you can change it up however you want. Now that our inlay is set, we gotta remove that excess material. Typically with tungsten, during our dremeling step, I don't worry too much about scratching tungsten. It is very scratch resistant and strong. However, this is our sandblast finish, so I want to be a little bit more careful not to remove that finish. Now to remove the excess material, I'm going to Dremel about as far as I can without getting too close to the tungsten band. And then I'm going to show you how to remove the rest of the excess material. For sanding, I cut my sandpaper to the exact width of the channel. That way I'm only hitting the inlay and not the tungsten edges. You might notice here that there's a little bit of excess material above the tungsten band still. This is where we're going to get rid of that. I start with a 220 grit to bring the inlay flush with the band. Any leftover material from here, I'm just going to remove with a razor blade. Be careful when doing this, cut away from yourself, and take your time. After that, simply just give it a quick 220 sand again and a top coat. Let that cure, and let's get into the rest of our sanding steps. Here again I'm using 220, 500, and 1000. Each strip is pre-cut to fit the sanding channel. Something that we've had at the shop for a while is these pre-cut rolls of sandpaper that I've liked to use. Now they're available for you guys to use and buy as well. They save you so much prep time and make this whole sanding process so much easier. You can check that out on our website at patrickadarsupplies.com. Now let's do our polishing step. With tungsten, I really like to use our diamond pastes. I think they work way better, especially on harder materials like tungsten. And with the sandblast finish, I really want this to be nice and shiny and sparkly. However, I'm only using the higher grits. Any of the lower grits, I think might start to take off the sandblast just a little bit. I just want to avoid that. So I'm using a high grits, and that'll give us the nice shimmer we're looking for. My favorite part of the ring making process is never knowing exactly how a ring's going to turn out and then being surprised just how beautiful it is at the end. With this one, I love all the shimmerness to it. And then the black marble in there gives a nice matte change in texture. And it just has so much depth with the red background as well with it. I think it just turned out great. I did a couple different variations for this one. Some were more tightly packed and some were more spread out. Again, you guys can do whatever you feel looks best. It's your guys' ring, your guys' design. Go crazy with it. I love seeing your guys' pieces that you guys post on Facebook. Please keep doing that. I love seeing it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you guys next time.